Hey everyone, thank you for joining today's webinar or for watching the recording. We're excited to have a few partners with us today from Cascade Health Alliance and Klamath and Lake County or Lake Community Action Services. And we're here to share local resource guides with you that you can either utilize or share with people you might know who need access or awareness to some resources. And so today we're going to step through a few things. This is our first webinar in a series of new webinars around awareness and access to resources. The series is an awareness series, and we're kicking it off with resource guides. And we thought this was a great place to start because where do you go to find resources in the community? Obviously, there's Google, which can help with the search, but there's a lot of great local resource guides, and we have two of the most popular in the community with Healthy Klamath Connect and the class resource guides that we will be looking at today. And so for today's webinar, we will introduce our speakers. We'll give a little bit of a background for how this work came about through the Healthy Klamath Network and the Community Health Improvement Plan. We'll talk about the webinar series and what you can expect to come later. We'll also dive into the Healthy Klamath Connect platform with Patricia Paul from Cascade Health Alliance, and then we'll go look at the resource guides that class offers in both general resources and energy. And then we'll talk about some of the most popular queries. And if we have time, we'll do a Q&A. So today's speakers, I am Jessie Wilkie. I'm the Senior Digital Marketing Manager at Sky Lakes. And I also head up the Community Health Improvement Plan area for health promotion access to services via the Healthy Klamath Network. And then with me, I have Patricia, if you want to introduce yourself.
Thanks, Jessie. Hi, everyone. My name is Patricia Paul. I'm the Health Equity Manager at Cascade Health Alliance. I am involved in the equity group of part of the CHIP and Healthy Klamath, and then I also oversee CHAW's Community Advisory Council.
Thanks, Patricia. And Christina?
Thanks, Jessie. My name is Christina Zamora. I'm the Executive Director of Klamath and Lake Community Action Services.
Awesome. Thank you both, and thank you for being with us today to help share some of these resources with our community. So a little bit of background about the Healthy Klamath Network. The network was formed around 2012 by a few guiding partners, which include Cascade Health Alliance, Klamath County Public Health, Klamath Health Partnership, Sky Lakes Medical Center. And these organizations all have to do their own assessments, and they community health assessments, and they used to do them separately. And in small communities, it's common for these organizations or these types of entities to kind of work in silos. So we're a very unique community in Klamath Falls in a good way, because we are working collaboratively across multiple organizations to combine some of this work, which is cutting edge for rural communities. And with that, we have our core guiding agencies that I just mentioned, but then we have a network of partners as well. And one of those partners is Klamath and Lake Community Action Services, as you can see in the diagram on the screen. But it's a huge undertaking. And as people say, it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a village to accomplish community and public health endeavors. So that's a little bit of background around Healthy Klamath. And so one thing that I just mentioned with the community health assessment every 3 years we come together and we work on developing a survey, an assessment, where we ask the community what their needs are, their wants, and like what's important to focus on as far as community health. So it starts with that survey, and then based on that survey, we have listening groups where we go around the community, and we have members from our partner organizations who help lead those. But we'll go to rural locations, we'll go as far out, Bonanza, we'll go to the North County, and we try to get as much feedback as we can from community members around what they think the priorities are. And then we bring that all together and we look at the data, we look at the survey results, we look at what people said in the listening sessions, and then we compare that to what resources our partners have in our network to actually help make tangible changes for those strategic issues. And that's how we identify what we're going to work on. And so that community health assessment leads into the community health improvement plan. And so in our last cycle, we developed a community health improvement plan focused on a few areas. There were 6 that we identified as the key priorities, and then there's a watch list of a handful of others you can see in the graph that are highlighted in green. But the 6 key areas that people called out were food insecurity and hunger, mental health, physical activity, substance use, health promotion, access to services, and equity. This webinar series falls under health promotion, access to services, and awareness of services, because we're trying to increase the awareness, and hopefully with a more advanced awareness in the community, people will be accessing these services and resources more frequently. So that's where this fits in. And we do touch on other areas in the series, or we're planning to, which is a good transition to, this is the first one, but based on the community health assessment and CHIP areas, and also what has been identified as needs in the community, we're going to focus our future webinars to meet the public where they're searching. So some of these areas might be food and food insecurity, transportation, healthcare, housing. And in these webinars, we will dive a little bit deeper into what type of services, resources, and benefits are available locally that people can access and use. But this webinar is focusing on resource guides, which are kind of a compilation of various resources, and they are a great place to start. So without further ado, we will dive into our first resource guide. So I will hand it over to Patricia.
Thanks, Jesse. So hi, everyone again. I'm, again, Patricia Paul with Cascade Health Alliance. We are the local CCO, so Coordinated Care Organization for Klamath County, except for a couple of zip codes in the northern part of the county. We are the Oregon Health Plan for Klamath, and so we serve over 25,000 members. Even though we have our members, we are also here to help support the community. And so we really want to build a healthy community for the population we serve, which includes our members, but we also want to do what we can to benefit the community at large as well. So I'm going to share a little bit today about Healthy Klamath Connects. So Healthy Klamath Connect is Klamath County's community information exchange. It's an online directory of free and reduced cost services. It's free to those looking for help, and it's free for nonprofits to manage their programs. So anybody in Klamath County can go onto this website to search for a resource. Anything on there is free or reduced cost. There are local programs on there, and then there's also state and national programs that serve this particular zip code. So it's Healthy Klamath Connect is a search engine, but it's also a referral platform. So any program on there that is claimed, you or someone else who's helping you can refer to that particular resource that is on Healthy Klamath Connect. There's a wide variety of different services on this site. They include food, shelter, and housing, different goods, transportation, health, money, care, education, and legal. And so today we're going to do a brief demo of the site. And so you just go to healthyklamathconnect.com, and a good first place to start is if you speak English. This is great to go. However, you can change the language at any time. You can do it now, or you can do it later through the search if you need to. But you can do Spanish. There's a very long list of different languages. And so if you don't need to change the language, you'd start by adding the zip code. So 97601 is one of the zip codes in Klamath County. All right. There's a few different ways to go about utilizing Healthy Klamath. So you can just highlight and hover over different items. So there's food, housing. And if you go down to housing, like there's help pay for housing. And then it further even breaks it down over on the right there. And so under help pay for housing, there's help pay for utilities, there's housing vouchers. And then you can keep scrolling down to like housing advice. There's other subcategories that pop up there, like homebuyer education, foreclosure counseling. And so that is one way to use this, is just click around and see what you find. But another way to use the site, if you have a specific question, would be just to search in the top bar, and whatever program that meets that particular requirement would come up. So just do housing. Could be very broad or it could be very specific. All right. So if you scroll down a bit, there's a few different resources here. Some of these are local, some of these are national. And so let's just land on MARTA Safe House. That one's jumping out at me. So you can click on it and it goes to all these different information. You can print this. And then there's also a See Next Steps button as well. And the See Next Steps button, every single program has that color of a box on it. And some programs will just have a phone number listed. Other programs, if they're claimed on our site, you can actually enter all your information, and then it sends that particular program an email, and then they'll get a hold of you. So if you go back to the main page, there's similar information if you click more info on any of these. So this has similar information, so you can click on the name of the program, or you can click on more info to get information to print or just to look at. And then like contact here button. So every program has that color box. Depending on the program, it'll say different things. But every single program, you just click on that and it'll tell you the best way to get a hold or to work with this particular program. All right, so if we go back to the slide deck. Okay. So you can contact Cascade Health Alliance if you have any particular questions at any point. There's also different resources on Healthy Klamath Connect itself. If you click around, there's some how-tos that you can get to. But there's links here if you ever want to learn more. So you can contact us or search through those links.
Awesome. Thank you, Patricia, for sharing that resource. And now I'm going to pass it over to Christina to share about one of the most broadly used print resource guides in our community.
Thanks, Jesse. So Klamath and Lake Community Action Services is a community action agency that provides supportive services in both counties. We were incorporated in 2004 and based in Klamath Falls. The services we currently available are energy assistance, family support and connections, homeless prevention, information and referral, and supportive services for veterans' families. These services are provided free of charge to eligible households. CLASS is also an organizational representative payee. This service is paid for by program participants with a small monthly fee. Our overall mission is to strengthen the community one person at a time, and our website is www.class.org. So we are very excited about the reformat of our resource guide. So we went from a double-sided, one-page, 2-point font format to a booklet font so the text is more easily readable. It is available in English and Spanish and includes information for both Klamath and Lake counties. So both versions are available on our website. So we're just going to take a look at the first page. And so each category of resource is listed with blue font, and then the county specific resources are listed under each county heading. So benefits, other assistance, and clothing and household resources. So other categories in the guide include counseling, mental health, crisis, emergency services, employment, families, children, youth, food resources, meals and food boxes, housing resources, medical and health, rental assistance, shelters, transportation, and utility and weatherization. Our team is planning to update the resource guide every 3 months, and the most recent update will be available on our website. Community members who would like a hard copy can request one at info@class.org, or they're also in various locations throughout the community, including City Hall in Klamath Falls. So the other resource guide that we developed this year is the energy specific resource guide, and it was developed as part of a project by our AmeriCorps Rare team member, Sulali Torres. So this guide provides resources that can help with utility bill assistance, home energy improvements, energy efficiency rebates, incentives, tax credits, and educational resources. Our team will also be updating this guide every 3 months, and the most updated version will be available on the class website. We do also have this guide in English and Spanish. And so this guide is also a booklet format. And so we have the color coding to the left of the categories is on the left-hand side of the pages so you can just go to whatever you're most interested in. So the olive green is low-income services and bill assistance. The teal is low to moderate income services, including home energy efficiency improvements. And then the kind of bluish is the rebates, incentives, and tax credits. There's also an extra help page. And the mauve is utility and population specific services. And so that includes services that target serving tribal members and utility specific programs offered only to the customers of that utility. And then the pink is the educational resources. And so this guide has a lot more detail about each program. And so this page is bill assistance for the energy assistance program at class. And so it has a brief description of what the program is, what the benefits are, the timeline, what you will need to apply, and how you can get more information. So community members who would like a hard copy of the Energy Resource Guide can request one, again, at info@class.org, or by visiting the Klamath Tribes, Oregon Department of Human Services, Oregon Human Development Corporation, Oregon Institute of Technology, Red is the Road to Wellness, and various other community partners.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank you.
And so if you know anyone in the community who might need resources, or if any of that spoke to you as you were looking through it, please feel free to share these resource guides with people you may know. Or if you're looking for assistance, please feel free to reach out to class or to Cascade Health Alliance. And just to kind of end on an interesting, fun note about what the most popular queries are. I don't know if you might have guessed this or not, but each platform has different searches, and class gets asked for a lot of different resources as well. And these are the ones that come up the most frequently. So for Healthy Klamath Connect, the most popular searches are in housing, food, and health. And for class, those searches and queries revolve around energy assistance, housing, and veterans programs. So these will help us inform our future webinar series, and they're just an interesting tidbit of information. And so if you know anyone who needs help with any of these, please feel free to reach out to those organizations. And if you need help getting a resource guide, let us know. We would love to help you, and we would love to give you the information you need for yourself or for others. Thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.